All right, we're watching MrSparks playing Zarya and Rammatra on New Queen Street. This is Diamond 5 or Plat 1. I assume this is on console. The most broken game in gaming history, Overwatch. This is literally every game I play in Diamond. Every single game. This is one of my worst games as far as carrying the team. The game before, I had 23,000 damage and was 32 and 2 as a Zarya, and we lost. Overwatch is the most broken game in the world. I was once a GM player in Overwatch 1 and have done nothing but solo queued in Overwatch 2 and have not made it past Diamond. Any tips on how I can carry any more would be appreciated. I need the help. Nobody says anything when I post codes, but they all say get better, more codes in the comments, and they post another couple codes. So I've looked at this game already, and I will warn you that I'm going to be pretty tough on you in this replay because there's a lot of attitude coming from your post, which I don't like. But I'm going to do this anyway, A, to help you out, and B, just for other people who kind of see your posts and think, oh, like, I'm hot shit, like, why do I lose? The game's broken, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to go through why you are not, in fact, as good as you think you are. And you certainly are not anywhere close to Grandmaster. And depending on when you were GM in Overwatch 1, if your GM early on is like relatively easy, I mean, not saying obviously still top 1% of the player base, but like relatively easy. Lots of people who were like GM1 in Overwatch, like myself, I was GM, I think, in early Overwatch. I returned to Overwatch like a few seasons later. I dropped down to like Diamond, and then it was like a grind for me to get back to GM again. And then took a break, came back. I had to grind back to GM again. Like it's harder because the player base got better, right? People who weren't into the game left. People who stayed were often got really, really good. The meta got better. People had better understanding of how to play the game, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, all I have to say is you are most definitely nowhere close to GM right now. You're not even remotely close to GM. If this was on PC, right? I think this is on console, but if this is on PC, I would say you're probably somewhere in like mid gold is where I would put you. And we're going to go through it. I'm going to talk through why I think that is because of your mechanics and because of your decision making. But I want to set the tone right up front. You are not even close I would even consider you a diamond level player for PC. On console, less competitive environment, maybe you are diamond. But on PC, you're definitely not a diamond player. All right, so I'm going to go through. The first thing that tells me that you don't, in fact, actually know how to play New Queen Street, which is really bad. Not knowing how to play a map is critical for tanks, right? For supports and DPS, you can kind of follow your tank sometimes, but as a tank, you need to know where to go. There are no tanks at high levels that ever take this route. This is not the correct way you go. Like maybe when New Queen Street first released and Overwatch 2 release, people went this way. No tanks go this way. Ball maybe. But like other than that, like no tanks ever go this way. All tanks go this way, and they either go down the stairs or they go to the right. Why? Because you have to fight for high ground over here. Whoever controls the high ground here and controls statue and then upper subway, or upper station, they're going to control this fight. Okay? You coming out over here, especially as a short range hero like Zarya, you coming out over here is so bad because it allows their team to go up and take all of this high ground space that you're never going to get them out of. So they're going to control the robot, they're going to control the mega in this room, they're going to control high ground, they're going to have better cover. And meanwhile, you're going to be walking really far away, way out of your way to go and try to contest the card from over here, which is actually where this fight's going to end up happening. So that tells me right away that like I don't think you know what higher level gameplay looks like because it's so surprising for me to see like a Diamond 5 player do this. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. It would be like if you didn't realize like your right clicks hurt yourself. Right clicks are the AoE bubbles. Not bubbles, orbs, right? You have your beam, and then you have the particle projector, right? The actual orb. It's right click on PC, which I'm going to call it right click in this game because I'm not going to call it anything else, right? Left click is beam, right click is the explosive projectile. But it would be like a Zarya if like you didn't know how like your right clicks could damage you, right? Or you didn't know that you could bubble your friendlies. Like it would be just so confusing to me to see like if I was playing this game and I was the opposing tank and I saw you coming from the direction, I'd be like, we're gonna win this game. There's like almost no way that you could possibly win if you didn't even know like such a basic part about playing the map. Now, I wish I had a New Queen Street guide to send you. I don't think I have one. I can't remember. It's hard for me to remember which maps I've done. But just FYI, I think that you should take 5 minutes of your time and like Google on YouTube or whatever, like New Queen Street positioning and watch a quick video on it because you're doing it wrong, which tells me that you're going to do the rest of the map wrong, which is pretty much correct. Like you have no idea how to play the map. Okay, so you're going to come over here. So, mistake number 1. You're going to see your Sombra uncloak in the enemy team. This is obviously a mistake. I don't know if she intentionally uncloaks here. This is a bad mistake. But you can see everyone has turned for her, right? You see that the Diva's turned for her, you see the soldiers shooting at her, and you see the Genji's right-clicking her. Why not bubble right now? Now, granted, she might translocate out. She shouldn't be in this position, right? This is clearly a mistake on her part, but everyone makes mistakes. But if you bubble right now, you're virtually guaranteed to get some energy and your Sombra doesn't die. Instead, she dies. And it's not even like an instant death. Like, I understand if she like instantly dies, it's really hard to react to this, but like, look how long you have, right? So, starting from when she starts getting shot, right? Right here. 1, 2, almost a little over 2 full seconds, almost 3 seconds that you have to bubble the Sombra, and you just don't. You literally just watch her die. Now, the second the Sombra dies, your chance of winning this fight went from 50-50 to about 25%. Okay? Like, you're very unlikely to win this fight. Now, that's assuming that you did this correctly, which is coming down high ground here and coming over here. But you didn't do that. Since you went to the left, I would say your odds of winning this fight are only about 10%. So, 2 very preventable mistakes that have nothing to do with your mechanics, right? Not your aim, not your tracking, not your reaction time, and 2 seconds is plenty of time in Overwatch to be able to do something, right? Because you went the wrong way and you didn't bubble your Sombra, your chance of winning the fight went from winning 5 out of 10 to winning 1 out of 10. That's bad. That's really, really, really bad, right? And again, for a Diamond 5 level player, right, I would say is virtually inexcusable. Like, it's confusing how you've already made 2 like critical mistakes, especially in push where the team that wins first very often wins the game. For you to make 2 very critical mistakes in like basically 15 seconds of gameplay is super bad. So I just want to emphasize these are huge problems, right? I saw that you posted a reply now saying that you've lost 15 in a row. I'm not surprised. I'm completely not surprised because this doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand like what's happening here, like why there's such a big disconnect between your rank and your displayed skill level. Anyway, continuing. So you're up here. So you have 2 options right now. Option number 1 is to play safe and play slow. Okay? That would be if you decided, hey, I'm probably going to lose this fight. That's actually probably the correct call because the odds of you winning this fight are very, very low. So I would probably retreat back to here. I would just like right-click, play way back, right, and play this fight right here. Because Sombra comes back relatively quickly. She'll be back. Also, your Reaper is not here for some reason. Or Ashe is not here. So you're fighting 3-on-5 right now, so you have basically 0 chance of winning this fight. I would wait for Sombra to come back, right? She'll come this way. She'll contest the back line. Great. Just play this corner. Right-click, right? Play safe, heal, get energy, right? Get all charge. You're still focused on winning the next fight. Option 2, right, the option 1 is play safe. Option number 2 is try to accelerate the fight, go faster, and that sometimes will be able to turn a fight. In this scenario, that's very unlikely to happen because their whole team is grouped. Oh no, the Mercy's late too. Yeah, this is what happens when you watch lower ranked games, is that people don't even show up to fights on time. You could try to accelerate the fight, which can sometimes work in certain situations, but I would recommend option number 1. Anyway, you do neither of these things. So you have 2 options, right? Again, accelerate the fight. Option number 2, slow down the fight. You sit in the middle. Now, this is really bad because once you lose bubbles, they just blow you up and kill you. Okay? So for perspective, Soldier does 162 damage a second. It's higher now, actually, with the damage buff. It's probably like 175-ish, something like that. But anyway, it used to be 162 damage a second. So Soldier, assuming he's not going to miss any bullets, and I would never expect Soldier to miss bullets on a tank. I would expect 100% accuracy. Not 100% headshot accuracy, but just 100% accuracy. We're not even worried about headshots. Soldier will kill you, solo kill you. With no Helix rocket, just his gun, he will kill you in 3 seconds. Let's just think about that for a second. The Soldier alone will kill you in 3 seconds if you have no bubbles and you're not being healed and you're away from cover. That's not including the fact that there's also a Genji here and there is also a D.Va here. Now granted, you'll get healing, but I guarantee you, if they dive you, they will kill you, even through 2 bubbles, much faster than you will get healed. And the reason why you're not going to die here is because the other team doesn't know what they're doing. Okay? But that's a symptom of the fact that I don't think you're used to playing against higher level competition, which is why it's so confusing to me that you're like, oh, I used to play in GM. If your GM games look like this, that's crazy. Like, no one knows what they're doing. I would just straight up kill you. As any member of the team, I would just kill you. There's nothing you can do to stop me right now from killing you. You have 1 bubble. I have 4 people right here. And you have a Mercy, who is the 2nd worst healer in the game. 3rd worst healing in the game. It's kind of close. But let's say tied for 2nd or 3rd worst healer in the game, right? And a Moira. Moira definitely can keep you up for a while, but like the Mercy can only do so much to keep you up. These 4 people diving into you, instant death. Right? You're going to be dead in 3-4 seconds. Nothing your team could possibly do to save you in this situation. That's why I'm saying playing where you are is a mistake. All right, so you're going to keep right-clicking. So you do play safe. This is good, right? I think you kind of recognize, hey, look, you know, I shouldn't be up this far. We're going to back up here. You're going to pop bubble and then get a whole bunch of energy. The other team is making a mistake by shooting at you from this distance, but fine. You're beating down the Zarya, the D.Va, which is great, except for the fact that you're super far from cover. Again, the other team can just walk forward and kill you. If I was a D.Va, I don't bother matrixing here. I can just dive and kill you. If I lose mech, fine. I'm worth it. Worth it straight out for you. Now, the other thing that we're going to notice here is that you never right-click to finish your ammo, which is one of the easiest, most basic Zarya techniques there is. Every single high-ranked Zarya, when their ammo gets low, they will right-click. The reason being is right-click does full damage whether or not you have, it uses 25 ammo. Whether or not you have 1 ammo or 25 ammo, it does the exact same amount of damage. So you can optimize the amount of damage you get out of one single reload, right, 100 ammo, by right-clicking as close to 1 as you can, as close to 0 as you can, right? So at 1 ammo, again, the right click will do a good chunk of damage. It does 45 damage at 0 charge, and it does 90 damage at full charge. So right here, if you right click on this Zarya, you demech her, because you're at basically 100 charge. It would be close. It would be very, very close. Like, she's being healed at the same time, so I think you're probably not going to kill her, but it'd be very close, and in the game, you definitely should be trying to do that, if nothing else, to just farm ult faster. Because the right click here will do, let's say, 75-ish damage to the D.Va, and it'll also splash the Moira. So why not, right? Just get some ult charge out of this. But because you don't do that, and you reload here with 8 ammo left, tells me that your Zarya mechanics are bad. You see? With such a small sample size, right? Me watching your Zarya shooting, right, for like 10 seconds, I can already tell that your mechanics are nowhere close to being as good as they could be. Okay? They're not GM for sure. They're not Masters. On PC, I would say that you're not Diamond even, and very possibly not even high to mid plat. Okay? I would expect significantly better Zarya mechanics at this level, right, for somebody who is a former GM player. Right? Assuming that Zarya is one of the heroes you play. If Zarya's not one of the heroes you play, I don't know why you're submitting a replay of a Zarya, but like watching this, I'm like, this doesn't feel like a Diamond 5 or even Plat 1 Zarya to me. Alright, so we're going to reset here, right? Again, very lucky that the team didn't just step up and kill you. So you're beaming over here. You're not really beaming anybody, though. D.Va's gonna dive into you. So the other thing that I know that tells me that you're not a good Zarya player, you don't know how far the beam goes. I could already tell, because I played a lot of Zarya, right? I could already tell right here that this beam was not going to reach them. You see? You're off by like 2 meters. And you think, oh, that's close. The thing is, if you want to climb, you need to know exactly how far this beam goes. And this is going to be a recurring problem for this life and the next life, is that you don't know how far your beam goes. So that's something that just comes with practice. You have to know, is this beam going to reach them or not? You don't see top-level players who are just beaming the air. That's like really sloppy. Okay? It's wasted time here in a critical moment where you really need to be doing something. So you need to be pressuring the D.Va right now. Again, great matchup for you to be beaming the D.Va down to prevent her from going after your backline. Right? Burn her down. Great. Right? She's popped. Again, you have 1 ammo right now. You could right-click. If you didn't know this, you can right-click Baby D.Va as as the mech is blowing up to deal like half her health and damage when she's popping out. It's a really great way to making the Baby D.Va kill much easier on you and your team. But again, you don't do that. You don't right-click anybody with your ammo. Again, huge mechanical problem. All right, going back. So my perspective right now is I'm just going to kill the whole team. Right? As long as the Moira is talking to me, and God forbid the Moira and the Mercy, I will literally kill all 5 people here. With no D.Va mech, there is nothing they can do to stop me. Right? You have full energy right now. You have 1 1/4 bubbles. I just walk into the opposing team and kill everyone. At 87 energy, you will do about 160-ish damage per second. You will kill the soldier in 1 1/4 seconds. If he's being healed, you will kill him in about 2 seconds. Let's just think about that. If he is being healed by both of his supports, you'll still kill him in like a little over 2 seconds. That is how much damage you do right now. This is your moment. If you think that you are so good and you don't deserve to be in this rank, you should just walk over the opposing team and kill everybody. In one clip, 100 ammo, I'm killing 2 people in 100 ammo. And then I'm reloading, and then I'm killing the last 2. As long as my supports are healing me here, right? God forbid I'm damage boosted, which makes this trivially easy. But as long as I'm being healed here, there's nothing the enemy team can do with the D.Va dead to stop me from killing him. If the D.Va is dead, it's a different story, because she could fly into me, body block the shots, and burst me down with missiles. But without D.Va mech, they all die. Just walk into them and kill them. And you see how you're playing slow here, right? You're like, oh, I'm playing slow, I'm playing passive, I'm kind of playing cover. No, just walk into them and kill them. I'm telling you, just right now, like, this is your moment to just kill them. You're rapidly losing time to kill them. Right? Great, soldier's dead. Right? I would go for the Genji instead of the Baby D.Va because the baby's not a threat, but great. Okay, keep walking forward, keep walking forward. So, another good example of how I think you are not experienced at playing Zarya. Watch your bubbles right now. You have 1 and almost another half bubble right now. Why are you popping bubble right now? right? What are you doing? There's only a Mercy and a Genji left. The Genji's like not even really going to be looking at you. Best case scenario, you absorb like 3 Shurikens or something, but you're already basically at full charge. Just save the bubble. Like, why are you popping bubble right here? Right? Yeah, okay, you get some Shurikens. Who cares? Just save the bubble. The bubble's way more important now, right? When you're low in energy, yeah, you can use bubbles to get energies. But when you're high in energy, save bubbles to save your life and allow you to push. It's very, very sloppy to be doing that at this level, to be just randomly popping bubbles to get 9 energy. Right? Genji's dead. You go for the Mercy. Again, you should have right-clicked her. You should have right-clicked her out of the air right there. As she was falling, you should have right-clicked her. Even if you miss it, that's okay. I'm not saying that you should hit all the shots, but the fact that you're not even trying is a really bad sign. So from here, you should be right-clicking. See? I know right away that you're not even close. This is not close, right? You're like 10 meters away from the Mercy. This is way too far away to try to beam. You should be right-clicking here to try to kill her right-clicks before she gets back to her team. Very sloppy to be trying to beam there. For the record, I think you actually could have stepped up, right? You could have stepped up to here and kept right-clicking. As long as you have bubbles, there's zero chance you could die here, right? Unless they have an Ana that comes out that like sleeps you or something crazy, like you're just never gonna die here. I would have stepped up and kept right-clicking at a minimum to farm grab. All right, so you're gonna back up here. This is, I would say, arguably a mistake. You don't want to back up all the way. I think playing here, right, bus stand is probably the right call, the right click. You want to keep the team confined to this area and this high ground. You can't contest this area yet because your team's going to be way too far away, the robot's too far away, but you want to keep the team to here. If you back up in here, it's going to allow their team to come down, and they're going to take stair, and they're going to come down and contest point. But as long as you're at bus stand, nobody can do anything as long as you're at bus stand, because you're way too dangerous, because your beam is going to go all the way out here, right, like 15 meters. They can't step forwards because you're just going to beam them down where you're high energy. It is a mistake to go back to the robot. Now, there is a significant possibility that you don't know how the robot push mechanic works. So I'm going to explain that for a second. Robot push mechanic does not move faster if there are more people on it. It caps at 1. 0 or 1, right? 0 doesn't move. 1 moves at full speed. 2 still moves at regular one-person speed. Regular payload on non-push maps moves faster with up to 3 people. 1 is full speed, 100%. 2 people adds 33%, so 133% speed. And the third person adds another 33% speed, so 166% total. But push does not. It's very intentional decision on the game designer's choice, where the push robot does not move faster with more people on it. So you should not be here. This is a very common low-level mistake, right? Where tanks, supports, DPS, they all retreat and they all huddle around the cart. Whether or not it's push, whether or not it's payload, they do this thing. It's wrong. You want to hold the space here to prevent them from even contesting. Leave one person on the cart, for example, the Ashe, right? And let them, or the Sim, and let them just push it all the way and cap. That's what you should be doing. So, you see the gun Reinhardt, you bubble here, I think that's okay, right? You got charged from that. Again, you should have right-clicked. I don't even know why you're not finishing the ammo anyway, right? Like, you don't even need to duck right now. You still have plenty of health. You still have 26 ammo. Fire off another 25 ammo and then right-click. That's what you should be doing. Instead, you reload early. Again, bad mechanics, right? Very obvious to me that you do not play Zarya at a high level, right? Maybe you played Zarya in GM back in Overwatch 1, but, like, this does not look like, I would say, a GM for Zarya on PC, even I would say in like season 5 onwards of like Overwatch 1. The mechanics are just so inefficient, right, compared to where it should be. So I don't know if you knew this as well, which is bad that I have to explain this. Zarya's left click does way more damage than her right click to single targets. So if you're trying to break a shield, don't right click it, left click it. Use the beam to break it. Your left click at full charge does 170 damage per second. I think your right click does 90? Something like that, in the ballpark, right? 90-ish, so you do almost double the damage left-clicking versus right-clicking. So if you're trying to break a shield quickly, like you can see this Ryan shield's low, left-click it, don't right-click it. I have no idea why you're right-clicking right now. Alright, Sojourn's here. So this is a really good example of why holding the choke would have been so important. Like if you held bus stop, this Sojourn is never able to set up because she's probably sitting here high ground trying to poke you out. But now, you have to deal with 2 angles. The Sojourn on the flank, right? And then the rest of the team trying to play stairs. So you're going to walk forwards, and this is an example of another bad bubble, right? Only one Sojourn shooting at you. She can easily stop shooting, right? You pop bubble here, right? We can see you pop bubble here. Why? Why are we popping bubble? What is this bubble for? Were you in danger of dying, right? Are you going to get a ton of energy? Is it allowing you to take space? No. Without the bubble, you could still could have just ran at her. She's not going to challenge a full charge Zarya, right, with full health. This is not reasonable. I would also say mechanically, these right clicks are terrible. there's no chance that this right click will land, right? Just shoot to the side of the car. I mean, if you're really good, you could shoot over the top, but like at least shoot to the side of the car so you have a chance at hitting her. Shooting in front of the car is bad. This one hits the pole, so like, you're like 0 for 2 when you could have fired a third one easily. And then here, right, you're gonna miss her with a beam, mostly because she's too far away, but you could have actually killed her, right? So you could have killed her during the slide. But I understand, the slide's pretty quick. I don't blame you for not killing her during the slide. But as she straightens out, just right-click right here. Right? Her slide, there's only so much she can do, move once the slide's committed. Just right-click where she's going to land. You don't even need to direct her. Just right-click the ground and she dies. This is an easy kill. Right? Now you've used up all the ammo, and now you're going to keep chasing this soldier. So I'm going to back up here, and I'm going to show what is your contribution to this fight. Alright, chasing the soldier, chasing the soldier, chasing the soldier, still chasing the soldier, still chasing the soldier, still chasing the soldier, still chasing the soldier. You've now wasted 2 bubbles on her, for the record. And now you finally decided to come back and turn to the team. Does that look like good tank play to you? Does that look like, man, this tank belongs in Diamond or Masters or whatever? Or does this tank look like someone who doesn't know what they're doing? Right? Like, look at this. This is like we should play like the Benny Hill theme song. What are you doing? Like, you're spending all this time chasing the soldier. There's a Rhine in your backline. The Moira's here, right? The Mercy's here. You have all these juicy targets that you could be beaming down and killing along with your whole team, right? Just stay with the team. What is it? Soldier's taking high ground over here, right? Your team's getting shredded, and you're wasting your time chasing a soldier. It's very hard for me to imagine that you played this game and hopefully watched this replay and thought, I deserve to win this game. Right? I don't know why you blame your team here. You're the one grossly out of position. This is crazy. What are you doing? Why are you chasing a soldier? It's not your job to hunt down a soldier across the end of the map, right? Just play with your team. Right? Play with your team, deal with their tank, right? Deal with the Mercy, deal with whoever's like pushing your team, and then just let their team cap. Anyway, you beamed on the Moira. You should 100% have killed the Moira right here. This is probably one of the easiest kills you will ever get in your life. So at 70 energy, you're going to do like 150 damage a second. So you should kill the Moira in about a second and a half. Hit. Okay, wait, nope. Off again. Nope. All right, we're tracking now. Nope, we're not tracking. Like, she's not even dodging. I would like to clarify this. Right? It's not like she's like AD strafing or anything. Right? AD's left and right on the right controller for record. Also, you didn't need to reload. You're at 93 ammo, and you saw the Moira coming. Like, this is just not good mechanics. Right? That's just really bad mechanics. Now you're cut out in the open. Soldier's here. Kill the soldier. But you're in super big trouble because your whole team is dead because... Or your Moira's with you. Beaming the Rhine. Okay, great. So your Moira got out at least. You're recontesting this right now, despite the fact that it is 2 on 1, 2, 3, 4 people, right? With a 5th one on the cart. I don't know why you're trying to contest this. They're going to walk into you and they're going to kill you. So, good grab, bad grab. Let's think about this. Good grab, bad grab. I hope your answer is bad grab. All right? So, with grab, you have one of 2 possibilities for all grabs. Number 1, I'm going to grab and I'm going to kill them myself. This normally happens when I'm very high on energy, I'm high in ammo, right? Like I've often reloaded before I pop the grab, and they are vulnerable in some way, right? So for example, they don't have a shield, they don't have Suzu, they, already are low, whatever it ends up being, right? That's what I'm looking for out of option number 1, which is where I kill them. Option number 2 is my team kills them, which is also fine. Okay, that means you have to grab the enemy within line of sight of your team, and they have to be able to hit them. This doesn't apply to either one of those scenarios, okay? Because I would note, let's look at when you grab. You're high energy right now, which is good. That's a good condition for grab, okay? You're gonna grab right now, and then you have full ammo, all right? Obviously your team isn't here, right? We already established your team is not here. So that means you gotta kill them, which is possible, except for the fact that there's a Rhine here. What is your plan to go through the shield? Right? Now, you still could have killed the soldier. Okay, you still could have killed the soldier. But with the Rhine here, I have no idea why you would grab a full health Rhine here, and knowing that the Moira was here too. You saw all 4 of them before this fight began. Right? This is not like the Moira just faded in out of nowhere, right? You saw her right there. Right? A second ago, you saw the Moira there.
So you know all 4 of them are here, right? You see the Moira, you see the healing orb, you know that they're all here. All 4 people are here. What are you doing trying to grab into this situation? Okay? Big mistake. A. B is you could still kill the soldier. Now, there is a way for the Rein to actually stop him from killing the soldier by turning his shield to the right. I virtually guarantee that the enemy Rein does not know how to do that. Because at this level, I just don't think the Rein would think about that. Because if the Rein turns to the right, it'll actually extend his shield this way, which will mostly block the attacks against the soldier, right? But again, Rein doesn't think about that. Rein's just holding his shield for himself. You could just kill this soldier. You might say, oh, the Moira's popping Coalescence. I think Coalescence heals for about 100 health a second. Again, you do, at full charge, 170 damage a second, which means you'll still kill the soldier in 3 seconds through Coalescence. So you could have, at a minimum, right, this is a really bad grab, right? On an A to F scale, I would say this grab is like a D. So you still could have made the best out of this bad grab by killing the soldier, which would have given your team some advantage, except the Mercy would have come up here and rezzed it anyway. But that would upgrade the grab from D to C. But instead, you don't even do that, because you don't even realize that the soldier's been grabbed in front of the shield. Like, none of the things that you're doing on Zarya are correct. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't know when to pressure, your tracking isn't that great, your grabs are really bad, right? You don't know where to be and when to be there. You're not saving teammates. Yeah, that's why you lose games, right? None of the things that are happening here are correct. So one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you is drop the attitude, right? Stop feeling like, oh, Overwatch, the game is broken, right? Or I deserve a higher rank because I used to be GM, because you're not demonstrating that skill level, right? Just to be perfectly blunt, you're just not. All right. So your Moira's going to die here. I kind of understand that. It's not really your job to be saving the Moira right now. There's no real reason why she should be this far from cover. I think this is understandable. I mean, you could have looked here and bubbled her, which is the correct call, but I understand that you didn't, because I would not have expected my Moira to die here. Right? She should have Fade, right? She pops Coalescence here. She should have Fade. She does have Fade. Yeah, she just gets bursted down by the Fire Strike. Yeah, I think this is okay. Could you have made a better play? You could have, right? I'm not unreasonable, right? I'm not asking you to make like every single possible play. This one, I personally would not necessarily think that I would be like, oh, worried about saving my Moira right now. But actually, when I heard Coalescence, I probably would have bubbled. But I don't think this, as mistakes go, I think this is relatively minor. So, with your Moira dead, you need to get the hell out of here, right? You do not want to die right now. You have high charge, your team's going to be responding, they have massive numbers advantage, you just don't want to die. Stop trying to stop this fight and just go back, right? But the problem is you step forwards, now you're super overcommitted, you're going to get charged, and you're going to get killed. That's really bad. You just lost all of your energy, and now you're going to start from 0, and you're going to be facing off against a Reinhardt. So, do I want to cover the Rammatra gameplay? I'll cover one life of Rammatra. The reason why I'm debating this is because I have to explain a lot of the core concept of Rammatra as well, and you're going to do a lot of them wrong at the same time. But we're going to do the Rammatra stuff a lot faster, just in the interest of saving my voice. But I will say that your Rammatra gameplay looks worse than your Zarya gameplay, as a heads up. So you're regrouping, which is good, right? Soldiers can start poking you. Just poke them, just shoot them with your staff, right? Shoot them with staff right now. Why not, right? And then throw Vortex behind them, and then maybe you get a pick. You don't even bother, which is weird. So this tells me that you don't play Rammatra regularly. Shield is one of the most valuable abilities that you have, okay? Shield lasts for 4 seconds, has a 13-second long cooldown. So it doesn't last very long, right? And has a very long cooldown, but it's really durable. I almost never see Rammatra shields break. Like 99% of the time, they expire before they break. So in that sense, it's one of the strongest shields, if not the strongest shield in the game. Because if you think about Reinhardt has a higher health shield, but he has to hold his up, which makes it significantly less valuable than the fact that you can attack through your shield. So you put the shield up despite the fact that no one is shooting at you, right? You've already decided in your head, I'm going to put a shield up here on high ground. You don't need this shield. No one is looking at you. No one is attacking you. None of the attacks that are coming can even be blocked by this shield. Reinhardt's going to throw a Fire Strike through the shield, and you're going to eat it. You don't even try to dodge it. And you ate the second one. That one was going into the wall. Right? I think the second one's actually going to the wall. No, it goes over the top. It goes over the top. Right? There's no reason to get hit by those Fire Strikes, so they're easily dodgeable. This shield did nothing for you, and now you wasted your shield. Versus, you could have thrown the Vortex behind the soldier, caught him, right? Attack, attack, attack. Throw shield, right? To block him off from his team. Minimum block the Moira from healing him, so Moira had to fade forward, and maybe you get a pick there from the soldier that's out of position. Instead, you completely threw away your shield. You're not doing anything to slow down anyone on this team. You're not taking any of the space away. As a tank, your job should be take this, right? Let's call this news pole, right? News pole and bus stop. Your goal is to take this space and this space away from them. Are you doing that? You are not. You're just standing up here spamming like you're a DPS. You're not helping your team win the game, right? Your DPS can already stand up here freely without you. Or arguably, they're not even coming up here because you're already up here. See? Soldier's up here, realizes that he's playing the exact same angle as you, and I think the soldier's going to leave. Yeah, see? You want the soldier to be here, not you. The soldier should be the one that's standing up here putting pressure on the back line. You should be the one over here pushing away the opposing team. Like, everything you're doing here is wrong. So, Bob gets put in, which is okay, right? I think it's actually going to force them away from newsstand. Your goal right now should be to advance. Push, 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 push. Ideally, I want to kill the 2 people who are stuck here. But if nothing else, I can be pushing on the Rhine. Throwing a vortex here would be crazy useful. Okay, so you're not going to do anything about the right side because you just don't care about your flank ever. You decide to fight the Rhine head on. It's good kiting, right? I think this is all fine. So your jumping is causing you to miss attacks. Right, you're going to kill the Rhine, right? Attacking the Moira. Great. Moira dies, okay. So, when the Moira faded away, your goal should have been, hey, I just heard shooting on my right as you're going to here now, okay? You should be turning right now to save your team. So you could throw a shield here, you could throw a vortex, you could just attack him. You got lots of options here. You do none of the things. Soldier's going to kill 2, and then he's going to run away. This is really bad for you. That soldier basically single-handedly stopped your push. In fact, he did single-handedly stop your push, which is bad, but it is what it is. What is this shield? Who is this shielding from? Right? What? You can't do this. Like, you can't do this. If you want to climb, you cannot be wasting an extremely long cooldown ability on literally nothing. At this point, I would abort this push, right? And I would go here, and I would go and kill this soldier. Because this soldier is clearly a huge problem in your backline. Like, maybe you run it to mid, right? To reset the respawn. But beyond that, I think that the soldier should be your number one priority. All right, soldier's dead. Run it forwards. Ideally, you want to reset the... spawn, right? I run it to main, right? Run it to main right now to reset, because they're all going to get advanced spawn. Yeah, they're all getting advanced spawn right now. So you should definitely be running it to main to reset this. It's so easy. Just walk here. Even walk outside of the bubble. Oh, man. This is a really big mistake. Because now the soldier's going to spawn here instead of all the way over here. Which, again, tells me that I don't think you understand how push maps work. Because it's really, really important to reset that spawn. This is another really bad shield. Only one person is attacking you. Also, you're pushing to the enemy team despite the fact that your own team cannot see you at all. So unless you're planning on fighting 4 people by yourself, this is a bad move. You walk straight into the Rhine, who gets a swing on you for no good reason. Rhine's going to keep swinging away at you, right? Hey, you do okay there, right? Attacking the team. I don't know why you're backing up right now. The Rhine's clearly like trying to busy with something else. You should be walking in right now to continue applying pressure to the backline. Because their team is now pushing into your team, but you're doing nothing while this is going on. So I think this is going to be another shield that's not doing anything. Literally no one is looking at you. No one is looking at you. Mercy's going to fall into your face and die. Great. Ryan's here. You're going to get shattered. This is, by the way, one of the reasons why shield is great to save, because you can use it to block shatter. But Soldier's Visoring your side. You're going to pop Annihilation here, which is questionable because you're full health and you have 4 seconds, and Annihilation doesn't damage through shields, in case you didn't know. So you can easily kill this Rhine without this. You don't need Annihilation. Like, Annihilation's not doing anything for you right now. You could pop Annihilation later if you realized you need it, but I would not pop Annihilation right away. Soldier's once again going to kill 2 in your backline. I would recognize now that Soldier's clearly going to carry their team, right? He's probably the highest ranked player on their team. I have to prioritize killing him. You're going to hear the Soldier running, right? You can hear / shoot, like, hear him shooting. Just go kill him. Why do you just let him keep killing your backline? I don't get it. Like, I hope you're wearing a headset, but if you aren't wearing a headset, wear a headset, please. Moira's going to keep zapping you here. You're just going to ignore the Moira. You put a shield down for no one, again. You're going to miss the Vortex, which is really bad, but it's going to luckily run to the Soldier, which is incredible luck, but we'll take it. All right. Get some good punches in the Moira, good. Yeah, I don't mind that you miss these. I think that's fair, right? You're pretty good. You're pretty close to killing her. You're gonna push forward. Now they're running a Rammatra mirror. The correct way to play the Rammatra mirror is to get to the side of his shield, then put down your shield, and that's how you win the Rammatra mirror. Right, general idea, I think that's correct. But the problem is Rammatra's gonna walk into you, and as a reminder, you are missing some people on your team. Because remember the soldier keeps killing your backline? So what the heck is happening over here? Oh, he's rolling. As a reminder, your Mercy died to the soldier, okay? And then your Moira is going to die right here. So you should have heard this right now and realized that you have no supports. You should not be pushing. Alternatively, actually, you should give up your life here and just die as fast as you can. But staying alive right now is just staggering you. And by the way, don't miss tanks. Alright, I'm gonna stop there. The rest of the game is gonna look like that. Right? Like, it's the same central problems on Rammatra, like, over and over and over again. Like, you're really not good at using his abilities correctly. You need to identify, look, how do I advance? And I want to put down a shield that's as far forward as it can be. Okay? The golden rule for shields for Rammatra is, if I walk through it, or they walk through it, the shield is in the wrong spot. Okay? If I walk through it, it means the shield's not forward enough. If they walk through it, then the shield is too forwards. So you need to figure out where's the correct spot to put that shield. That's A, right? That's like a big one, number one, right? Number two is your vortexes don't give you any value. You're just kind of chucking them randomly for no particularly good reason. Like, you need to find really good opportunities to get picks with vortex. Often when people are retreating or when people are out of position. For example, when that soldier, right? Previously, let's rewind. When you first came out as Rammatra and they didn't realize you were playing Rammatra, you had the opportunity to kill the soldier. I would have heard him right now, by the way. Right here, if you just chuck the vortex right behind him and you just run into him with the staff, you kill him right now. Okay? That's a really good example of where vortex can get you picks. And you got to use vortex to get picks, or else you're just going to waste it. So, I'm not even going to like Nemesis form because I think that's too complicated right now for you. Let's focus on shield and vortex in terms of advice. Okay, wrapping up. So, I would say for Zarya, on both tanks, I don't think you know when to push, and I don't think you know where you're supposed to be. That's the core overwhelming problem here. Is I don't think you know where you're supposed to be. Right? Your positioning is an issue on both tanks. Number one. Number two, your mechanics on Zarya are a problem. Right? And I say this more so on Zarya than it is on Rammatra, because Zarya is a very mechanically intense hero. Okay? You have to carry with your damage because you have no other utility, right? You can just bubble people, and you can, which almost always bubbles go to you, and you can kill people with your beam. So if you're not killing people with your beam, you are throwing as Zarya. It is a huge problem, all right? And a big issue there is you're not getting kills when you could, and often your team ends up dying before you finally get your kill, which is really bad. So that's a big problem. Your grav and your ultimate usage on both heroes is bad. Right? I think we already went over the details as to why the ultimates are not very good. Right? I don't think you know when you're supposed to be using the ultimates. And then popping over to Rammatra, I think your vortexes and your shields are really bad. Right? That's there's no other way to say it. Like, your shields in particular are just like egregiously bad. Like, you would play about as well this game without shield at all. And considering that shield is like a critical part of your kit, that says a lot about how little value you're getting out of shield. All right. I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is instructive in terms of understanding, like, where's the gap between you and even Diamond, but certainly how massive the gap is between you and GM. Again, I have no idea when you were GM in Overwatch 1. I don't know how competitive your region / console / whatever was in that time, but you are not anywhere close to that right now. So don't start wishing, like, oh, I should be Masters right now. I don't even think you deserve to be Diamond right now. Your PC, I don't think you deserve to be Platinum right now. I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this was helpful.